Hi friends, my name is Anuj. Welcome to AK Academy. We have started our course on name reactions. We have done our first video on Deccan oxidation. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch that. Today we are going to start with a particular name reaction category where we'll be understanding how to synthesize alkene from carbonyl compound. Okay, we have to prepare alkene and we have to start from carbonyl compound. So this category of reaction is very important for CSR exam, and there are 7 to 8 name reaction which we have to discuss in this category. So let us have a brief overview of what we are going to study in this particular topic. Okay, so number 1 reaction which we are going to study in this particular topic is very famous, and that is Wittig reaction. We are going to study what is Wittig reaction and modification of Wittig reaction, which is called Wittig-Horner. Number 2 reaction which we are going to study in this particular topic is Julia olefination. Number 3 is Peterson olefination. Number 4 is Tebbe's olefination. Number 5 is Shapiro and Bamford reaction. Number 6, we are going to study McMurray coupling. So these are the name reaction which we have to study under the topic of the synthesis of alkene starting from carbonyl compound. Number 1 is Wittig reaction and its modification Wittig-Horner, Julia olefination, Peterson olefination, Tebbe's olefination, Shapiro and Bamford. They are the Shapiro reaction is basically kinetically controlled reaction and Bamford is thermodynamically controlled reaction. We are going to see in detail, and we have to go for McMurray coupling. So all these reactions are important, and we have to look to each reaction one by one. So in today's video, what we are going to start is Wittig reaction. So let us start our discussion with Wittig reaction. Wittig reaction. In Wittig reaction, what we take a carbonyl compound, it may be either aldehyde or ketone. And we treat this carbonyl compound with triphenyl phosphine derivative in presence of base to give alkene, and this PPS3O, this is removed as a byproduct, and what we get is alkene. So this is our carbonyl compound which may be either aldehyde or ketone, and this is our alkene. So this is the general scheme of Wittig reaction. Let us see how we synthesize this material and what is the mechanism of this particular reaction. How we synthesize this material? This is the first question. See, basically we take this molecule which is known as triphenyl phosphine. You all know that phosphorus contains a lone pair of electron because it belongs in nitrogen family. We use any alkyl halide. In our case, let's take methyl chloride. Okay, what will happen? This lone pair of electron which is available on phosphorus, it will attack on this electrophilic carbon, and thus chlorine will be removed from the system. So what will happen? We will get PPS3 which contains, we have phosphorus attached with phenyl, and this has attacked on this particular methyl. Yes, it has attacked on this particular methyl, so therefore phosphorus will going to carry a positive charge, and we have Cl minus in the system. Now we add base like sodium hydride. We add base. Now base will abstract this particular proton, the proton of this CH2. So it abstracts this particular proton, bond fall on oxygen, and what we get is this particular system: PH, P, PH, P plus and CH2 minus, and this system is called ylide. This system is called ylide. What is ylide? Ylide is any species which contains positive and negative charge on 1 and 2 atom. When adjacent atom 1 and 2 atom contains opposite charge, positive and negative, it is called ylide. In our case, it is phosphorus ylide. So this is the main reagent of Wittig reaction, and therefore it is also called phosphorus ylide reaction. Wittig reaction is also called phosphorus ylide reaction because it involves phosphorus ylide. Okay. Now what happens? This particular species which is formed attacks on carbonyl center. It attacks on carbonyl center. The negative part of ylide attacks on carbonyl center. Attacks on carbonyl center. You all know that this negative charge attacks on this particular carbon because this carbon is electrophilic. Bond shifts on oxygen, and what we get is R1C R2. This O minus here, this CH2 here, this PPH3 plus, this PPH3 plus. Now this negative charge attacks on phosphorus, and we get a 4-member transition state. We get a 4-member transition state. Let me rub this. We get a 4-member transition state. R1, C, R2. This is O, this is CH2, and this is PPH3. Now this undergoes dissociation. The bond basically cleaves. This bond falls over here and this goes over here. So we get R1, C, R2, double bond CH2 plus PPH3, double bond O. So this is the product of this particular reaction, and the driving force of this particular reaction is the formation of stable phosphorus oxygen double bond. So the driving force of Wittig reaction is the formation of stable double bond of phosphorus and oxygen. So this is the product of this particular reaction. This is the mechanism. This particular species is called oxaphosphetane. This particular species is called oxaphosphetane. And this is called ylide. This is basically phosphorus ylide. What is ylide? Any species which contains opposite charge on 1 and 2 atom. In our case, it is phosphorus ylide. So in Wittig reaction, what we use? Phosphorus ylide as a reagent, and this is how this phosphorus ylide is prepared. Okay, so this is all about the mechanism. Now there is a big question about the stereochemistry of this particular alkene. In our case, it is a terminal alkene, so there is no question of whether cis alkene is formed or trans alkene is formed. But if suppose a non-terminal alkene is formed, then there is a question of whether cis or trans, whether E or Z alkene is going to form. So this is a big question of stereoselectivity in Wittig reaction. So let us discuss stereoselectivity in Wittig reaction. So we are going to discuss stereoselectivity in Wittig reaction. First of all, you should know what is stereoselectivity. Okay, what happens? Stereoselectivity means a particular stereoisomer is formed in a major amount. So this stereoselectivity in Wittig reaction totally depends on ylide. There are two types of ylide. Number one is called stabilized ylide. And number two is called non-stabilized halide. There are two types of halide. Number one is called stabilized and number two is called non-stabilized halide. What is stabilized and what is non-stabilized? Let us understand. As I told you that if this was our halide in the earlier mechanism. This was our halide in earlier mechanism. Now this is basically a non-stabilized halide. Why it is non-stabilized halide? Because the negative charge on carbon is not stabilized by any kind of resonance. If I have this particular structure PPS3 plus CH2 minus C double bond O CH3. Suppose I have this setup. Now this negative charge is in conjugation with the carbonyl group. So this halide is called stabilized halide and this halide is called non-stabilized halide. This halide is called non-stabilized halide because there is no conjugation, there is no resonance with the carbonyl group. So this is non-stabilized halide, this is stabilized halide. You have to remember one thing. When you are using non-stabilized halide, you always get Z alkene or Z alkene, whatever you may call it as. Whenever you use non-stabilized halide, you get Z alkene, and similarly when you use stabilized halide, you get E alkene in Wittig reaction. So one code you can remember which I make, NSG. Non-stabilized halide always give Z alkene. So therefore stabilized halide will always give E alkene. So remember, the stereoselectivity in Wittig reaction purely depends on stability of halide. When we have stabilized halide, it gives E alkene. When we have non-stabilized halide, it gives Z alkene. And what is stabilized halide? Stabilized halide is that halide where the negative charge on carbon is stabilized by any kind of resonance with the adjacent carbonyl group. And when the negative charge is not stabilized, it is called non-stabilized halide. Non-stabilized means the negative charge has no resonance with any adjacent carbonyl group. That is called basically non-stabilized halide. Okay. So let us see some of the examples of where you get E alkene or Z alkene. Okay, where you get E alkene or Z alkene. Let us understand. Suppose I have this molecule. I have benzaldehyde. In the first case, I add this particular halide and in the second case, I add this particular halide. Now you can make out the difference. This halide is basically non-stabilized halide, while this halide is basically a stabilized halide. This negative charge is stabilized by this carbonyl group. So what we get? Here in this particular case, as it is non-stabilized halide, here we get Z alkene, and as it is a stabilized halide, we get E alkene. Let us draw the product. How to draw the product? The product will be PH C double bond O PH CH3. That's the product. Oh, this will be CH here and this will be CH here. Okay. So this is the product. You can see it's a Z alkene, or you can also call a cis alkene. In this case, it is a stabilized halide. The product whatever you will get is PH C CO CH3. You can see it is a E alkene. Basically, it is a trans alkene. So you can see the stereoselectivity of Wittig reaction purely depends on stability of halide. When you have non-stabilized halide, you get Z alkene, and when you have stabilized halide, you get E alkene. So this is basically non-stabilized halide, and this is stabilized halide. There is one very famous reactions of Wittig reaction, which is basically a modification of Wittig reaction called Wittig-Horner, which predominantly gives which predominantly gives your E-alkene, because in that case we are using a stabilized halide. So let us see the reaction. Let us see what is Wittig-Horner reaction. What is Wittig-Horner? So this is the halide which we use in Wittig-Horner. This is the halide which we use in Wittig-Horner. PPH3, PPH3 and PPH3, and you can see there are two hydrogens, so one of the proton will be abstracted by the base, so we get a negative charge. Okay, so this is the halide which is used in Wittig-Horner reaction. Wittig-Horner reaction, you can see it is a stabilized halide. It is a stabilized halide. So in case of stabilized halide, you always get E-alkene. So when you react this halide with any carbonyl compound, let's say we take benzaldehyde once again. So what happens? What the product will get? The product is PH double bond COET. That's the product. Okay. So which kind of alkene it is? It is basically your E-alkene. So remember this very famous reaction, Wittig-Horner, which is a modification of Wittig reaction, where you predominantly get E-alkene by using a stabilized halide. So this is the halide which we used in Wittig reaction. Okay. Let us see one more example of it. Now, is there any possibility where we can synthesize Z-alkene, in Wittig-Horner? The answer is yes. If we use this particular halide, you always get Z-alkene. It is an exception in Wittig-Horner that this particular reagent always give Z-alkene in Wittig-Horner. So this is about Wittig reaction. It's a very famous reaction for the synthesis of alkene by using carbonyl compound. So the stereoselectivity of Wittig reaction purely depends on the stability of halide. When we use stabilized halide, you always get E-alkene, and when you are using non-stabilized halide, you always get Z-alkene. There is a modification of Wittig reaction called Wittig-Horner, where we use stabilized halide and we get E-alkene. But if you replace that halide with this particular halide, you get Z-alkene. So remember this case, this particular halide is special. Okay. So let us solve some of the questions which were asked in CSR exam pertaining to Wittig reaction. So let us see. A question on Wittig reaction which was asked in CSR exam 2015, December. Here is the question. We have this dibromide which is treated with PPH3 followed by treatment with sodium hydride. It is then it is formed A, and then the product A which is formed is reacted with this particular material and in presence of base, and the B is formed. So we have been asked what is the structure of A and B, and there are 4 options. So let us see what is the correct answer. First of all, you can eliminate 2 options, because in the question it is mentioned you have to use 1 mole of PPH3, 1 equivalent of PPH3. So there is no chance of getting 2 PPH3 in A. So you can simply eliminate this structure number 2, or sorry, option number 2 and option number 3 you can simply eliminate, because there is no, it is not mentioned that we are using 2 equivalent of PPH3, it is only mentioned that we are using 1 equivalent of PPH3. So the correct option must be option number 1 or option number 4. So let us see what is the correct answer. So in the first step, this is what we have. We have this dibromide. This is treated with PPH3. Okay. So you know what happens. This attack on this particular carbon and this bromine leaves away. What we get? Br PPH3 plus. Whatever. So this happens. Then what happened as we have added NaH. What NaH will going to do? It will abstract this particular proton. So Br PPS3, this negative charge and this positive charge. So what we get is a yellide. We get a yellide. Okay. So the structure of A must be, so it will fall here and it will form a double bond. So Br PPS3 plus. Okay. PPS3 plus. So basically this bond, this negative charge will fall here and we will get this will eliminate from the system. So we'll get double bond PS3 plus and Br minus is outside the system. So option number 1 and 4 contains the same structure. So the structure of A is this. Now we have to go for structure of B. So this particular material which is formed, this yellide which is formed, is basically treated with this material. Let's see what's the reaction. Okay, so the structure of A is Br minus PPS3 plus and this. So this is the structure of A, and now this A is treated with this particular setup. We have salicylaldehyde in the mixture and sodium hydride. So what sodium hydride will going to do? Sodium hydride, what it will going to do? It will abstract this alcoholic proton because it is acidic. So H minus will abstract this. We will get C double bond O H and O minus. We will get this. So this which is formed HO minus, and it reacts with PPS3 and H. This contains positive charge and this is the alkene. So what will happen? This will attack here and it will go here. So we will get benzene. This is CO minus HO. This is here, and this is PS3 plus. Okay, and this we get. Okay, so it will happen, you know, in the mechanism of Wittig reaction, this O minus attacks on PPS3 and we get a 4-membered ring, and which eliminates to give PPS3O and we get a double bond here. So the correct structure would be C double bond and this is H. So this is the correct structure of B. Okay, so where is the answer? Yes, this is the answer. This you cannot get allene in the product. So option number 1 is wrong. So the correct answer is option number 4. So this is the answer of this particular question which was asked in 2015 December. Let us see one more question based on Wittig reaction. So let us discuss second question based on Wittig reaction which was asked in June 2018. So here is the starting material which is treated with this particular yellide. You know, it is a stabilized yellide, and in case of stabilized yellide we always get E alkene. So remember this. It has formed A, and this A is treated with this particular vinyl ether to get B. What is the structure of A and B? This is the question. So let us try to solve it. So now you can see there are two carbon in center actually. We have aldehyde and ketone, and both are actually conjugated by this double bond. You can see this aldehyde is conjugated with this double bond and this ketone is conjugated with this double bond. So there is a confusion that which carbonyl compound will undergo Wittig reaction. So in that case you have to use basic knowledge of organic chemistry that aldehyde is more reactive than ketone. So definitely it has to undergo reaction. So what will be the structure of A? So it is very simple. See, you should not write the whole mechanism. You should not write the whole mechanism in CSR exam or in any competitive exam. The only thing is you have to remember the trick. Okay, so what happened? This PPS3NO eliminates to give PPS3O, and this particular portion joins here. So what you get? CH double bond C double bond O OET. Okay, C double bond O, OET, this hydrogen and this hydrogen. This is a stabilized halide, and stabilized halide always get E alkene. So I have shown the arrangement E or trans. So this is the structure of A. Now this is treated with vinyl ether. This is treated with vinyl ether. What will happen? So this CH2 will attack on this particular carbon. This will shift like this, and so what will get? Double bond O, CH. Okay, this is COET and this is OET. Why I have drawn curly arrow? Because the stereochemistry is not precise, not defined. So I have shown curly arrow, and in fact the answer is given in the form of this also. Or it may be, chances are there that both the bonds are formed above the plane. So this is the product. This is hydrogen here. Okay, so there's attacks over here and CH, this here. Okay, so this is the structure of B. So this was the question which was asked in 2018 June exam. So this was all about Wittig reaction, where we synthesize alkene from carbonyl compound. The stereoselectivity of Wittig reaction purely depends on the halide stability. When you are using non-stabilized halide, you always get Z alkene or cis alkene, and when you use stabilized halide, you always get E alkene. There is a modification of Wittig reaction which is called Wittig-Horner, where you get E alkene predominantly, because in that case you are using stabilized halide. But remember, there was an exception. There was a very special type of halide. There was a very special type of material. When we use that, you always get Z alkene. Okay, so this was all about the Wittig reaction. We have solved some of the questions which was asked in CSR exam. In the next video, we are going to start our discussion with Shapiro and Bamford-Stevens reaction. Thank you so much for this particular video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share this video to your friend, and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.